Meanwhile, there's China. Retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods now in effect. Let's get to Eunice Yoon this morning in Beijing with the latest. Hey, Eunice.
Hey, Carl. Well, China's counter tariffs are probably not going to have a meaningful impact on American business. Unlike President Trump's blanket tariffs, China's are targeted. Goldman Sachs has estimated that the Chinese levies cover $14 billion of U.S. exports to China. So that's only about 10% of the overall number of goods that the U.S. shipped to China last year. What is going to be important for us to watch, though, going forward is just how willing China is to expand its retaliatory toolbox. Already we saw a willingness, or at least a seemingly willingness, last week to target specific companies. So last week, when the Chinese were announcing the countermeasures, one of the actions was to launch an antitrust investigation into Google to blacklist PVH as well as Illumina. And then last December, it also launched an antitrust investigation into NVIDIA. There are also reports that the antitrust watchdog is now mulling a investigation into Apple. So you have all of that. And then overnight, the Wall Street Journal was reporting that the Chinese strategy could be to expand this to include Broadcom as well as Synopsys. So the Chinese Foreign Ministry today responded to that, dismissing the report. But this is something that the business community here has been very concerned about as President Trump takes office, that the Chinese would be using this type of retaliatory tool to push back against whatever President Trump decides to do. Guys?
Meanwhile, Eunice, I don't know if you've noticed, but I mean, after a period of drastic underperformance, K-Web's up 10% for the year. S&P's up only 2%. I just wonder if there is a sense that money is flowing in your direction once again.
From outside, I've heard that people say that the values of Chinese stocks has gotten so low, so maybe this is a time to get in. But from a Chinese perspective, a lot of investors are staying very far away from the Chinese stock market. Of course, a lot of Chinese cannot, unless you're really a professional, invest outside of the country. There are a lot of capital controls that make it difficult for people to do that. And in fact, what we're seeing here is many Chinese investors and just ordinary Chinese looking to open U.S. dollar accounts as well as investing into gold. So it's a little bit of an irony, actually, because the messaging in China has always been that that the dollar shouldn't dominate, that the yuan should gain an international status, but its own people are looking at the U.S. dollar thinking maybe that's a better investment.
Yeah, it does explain gold at all-time highs once again. Eunice, we'll talk with more frequency today. Eunice Yoon in Beijing.